Stations of KUAM, proud sponsor of the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, Guam 2016. What we own, what we have, what we share. United Voice of the Pacific.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&D.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia for over 75 years. Matson Navigation, proud sponsor of FESTPAC 2016. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar, and King's Restaurant.
Coming up, we break down day 3 of the load-shedding blues. Nestor Lecanto has details.
And a 2016 Nobel Peace Prize nominee headlines today's Regional Island Sustainability Conference.
And a story about what's up with the French fries at McDonald's. The answer to that, plus changes are ahead for our friends at the Golden Arches. Hapade Guam, and good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to Primetime. Well, today, Bree, was day 3 of what's been the load-shedding blues.
And for the latest with the problems with our power, we check in with Nestor Lecanto. Nestor.
Sabrina and Jason, it was a series of generator trip-offs that plagued the island-wide power system today. GPA says at 10:06 a.m., the 40-megawatt unit MEC unit number 9 tripped off due to a turbocharger problem. And while that unit went back online at 12:07 p.m., the MEC unit number 8 then tripped off at 12:11 p.m. due to high jacket water temperature. That was returned to service at about 3:30 this afternoon, but at 12:14, the Machete combustion turbine unit went offline due to high exhaust temperature, and that was returned to service at 1 p.m. Compounding GPA's problems is the fact that the TEMES unit number 7 has been offline since Tuesday due to repairs, and they're waiting for parts. And of course, the big Cavers unit number 2 has been undergoing an overhaul, and that won't be returned to service until Monday. So throughout this, dispatchers at GPA have had to manage the system, which resulted in the load shedding that we experienced today. And it's not quite over yet because the maximum capacity right now is at about 210 megawatts, and our peak load is at 235. So there is that 25 megawatt shortfall. And GPA is going to try to get the big power users to use their units, so that will help alleviate the situation. So reporting from Dededo, I'm Nestor Lecanto. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Nestor, for that report out on the field. The full schedule for the load shedding, which we must mention is tentative, is available right now on KUAM.com and the KUAM News mobile app for Android and iOS. Public Works, in the meantime, asks motorists to be cautious when on the roads because naturally, when the power is out, they affect traffic signals around the island. Keep in mind, if you do approach an intersection when traffic lights are out, they automatically become a 4-way stop.
The Navy, in the meantime, has revised its proposed solar project for Guam. Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo put a hold on the project in February as a result of concerns from local property owners and Governor Calvo. Bordallo says she was informed by the Navy that they intend to revise their proposal for the leasing of Navy land for the project to meet the Green Guam commitment. She adds the Navy has revised its plans and will no longer use the Tumon Tank Farm property, and instead it will retain ownership while discussions about specific Navy land use plans continue.
In other island news headlines tonight, a 2016 Nobel nominee and globally recognized leader in both the climate change and nuclear disarmament spoke to hundreds of students and academics about climate issues at the Loti Hotel this morning. Isa Baza was there and has our next report.
He's a global leader with humble beginnings. Tony DeBroom is the former Minister of Foreign Affairs for the Republic of the Marshall Islands. He grew up during the period the United States conducted 67 atomic and thermonuclear tests on the islands and witnessed the largest ever U.S. nuclear test at Bikini Atoll. He went on to become a champion for nuclear disarmament and also climate change, and spoke at the University of Guam and University of Alaska Fairbanks Island Sustainability Conference.
Science of climate change and its predictions are for island people no longer theoretical patterns that will occur at the turn of the century. They are, for most of us, the reality of today.
He said issues such as ocean acidification, tide inundation, and salt intrusion into farmlands are common talk in Micronesia.
And people are already talking about climate change refugees and displacement. These are dire warnings again, but we have solutions.
Just last December, de Bruym played a leading role in the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, the first ever universal, legally binding global climate deal that aims to limit global warming. De Bruym said the accomplishment was thanks to a partnership between island nations called the High Ambition Coalition.
This group helped navigate the agreement through severe turbulence, I must add, in the closing days of Paris, and ensured that vulnerable country leaders could return to their homes with the promise of a safe and secure future.
The agreement is open for signature next week, but this collaboration is just the beginning.
We have to be more intense in our search for alternate energy and water, foundations without which our efforts to combat climate change will not succeed.
He emphasized that unity between island nations is what is needed to find solutions. Next steps include crafting sustainable laws, providing technical assistance, financing and capacity building to affected nations, and leveraging events such as the Island Sustainability Conference to push ideas forward. The conference is set to end this Thursday. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
About a half hour ago, KUAM received a comment from the Archdiocese of Vigaña regarding a story we brought you on primetime last night. And it turns out that the pastor who was arrested for custodial interference over a year ago and resigned after allegedly taking a minor from school and engaging in sexual contact with her is still under investigation by the church. According to a written comment from Chancellor Father Adrian Cristobal, Father Luis Camacho is still a priest of the Archdiocese of Vigaña. Cristobal stated Camacho was sent to a place he could be followed psychologically and spiritually and is still under supervised ministry. However, concerns were raised after it was revealed Father Camacho will be leading a youth retreat for teens in the Middle East later this month. Cristobal said because the canonical investigation is ongoing, no further information can be provided. We should note the AG's office told KUAM yesterday that he could not legally comment on the case and referred us to Guam's expungement laws. You can read Father Adrian's full statement on our website.
Elsewhere, a 45-year-old man turned himself in for raping an 11-year-old girl. Court documents state that Isidro Etwit, otherwise known as Charles, allegedly pulled the blanket off the victim and forced himself upon her. Although he begged her not to tell anyone, she told her mother, who took the young person to the hospital to be examined. Days later, the man turned himself in and reportedly stated, quote, "I touched her." He was booked and confined.
The government identifies their expert witnesses to take the stand for the upcoming Mark Torrey Jr. trial. Among them, Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola, Guam Memorial Hospital ER Dr. Chad Basson, Naval Hospital's Dr. Damian Leibhart, and a handful of FBI specialists, as well as a GPD firearms ID ball examiner. According to the government's filing earlier this week, they may also be asking Torrey to give a blood or buccal sample for DNA testing and comparison. As for when Torrey will face the jury, the government is asking for a late June or July date. Torrey is accused of fatally shooting fellow officer Albert Piolo last year. According to Piolo's 911 call, he told dispatchers, quote, "He shot me," and stated he was with Torrey Jr. at the time of the incident.
You may have noticed a different kind of French fry being served at any of your favorite McDonald's restaurants on Guam, but rest assured that is only a temporary condition, because as Ken continues reports, a bigger change is in store for the Golden Arches on the island.
Did you know back in 1971, the first McDonald's opened on Guam in Tamuning, and in fact at the time was the biggest McDonald's restaurant in the world. And after 45 years of being owned and operated by McDonald's Corporation, McDonald's of Guam will now have a new owner, marketing consultant Davina Evaristo.
But we now are going to be acquired by our first franchisee in Guam, but actually it's been operating for 23 years in Saipan. So Mr. Jose Azuzu is the new owner, and that'll be effective May 1st.
Azuzu is the president of JCA Guam LLC, which does business as McDonald's of Guam. But what will the change of ownership mean for the restaurants here at home?
I think from the customer's point of view, there won't be any changes that's, obvious for the foreseeable future. He would like to keep things pretty much the same, so there's no drastic changes. And that goes for the employees too, and our food, our menu. I believe there are some remodels or renovations in the future, so we're excited about that.
Evaristo says having a franchisee allows for more local decisions. She adds McDonald's is probably around 90% franchisee around the world.
Overall, though, they must meet McDonald's standards as far as quality, service, cleanliness. That will all not change.
There are currently 6 McDonald's here on Guam. The Big Navy and Nick Tam's location recently closed. Evaristo says this is not a result of the ownership change, but rather coincidence, as both the Navy and McDonald's decided not to renew their contracts. But as Guam waits to see if any changes will in fact occur, you may have noticed something already different that apparently has nothing to do with the new ownership. Evaristo says the thicker cut of French fries currently being served with your cheeseburger is only temporary, as they're working with the supply chain.
Just local vendors that we were able to purchase from locally, but we of course wiped out their supply very quickly. So we are, you might see no French fries actually in the restaurants in the next couple days.
She offers assurance, however, that the French fries they're known for will be back possibly by the end of this week. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Well, coming up next on Primetime, $6 million in grant money is heading our way. That and more when the show returns.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need
It's a beautiful day.
wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Hafaday, the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association, is celebrating its annual Charity Ball Fund Drive at the Hyatt Regency Guam Grand Ballroom on Saturday, April 23, 2016. This year's theme is Action Meets Compassion, Changing Lives. Please join us and help us raise funds to create an environment for healing and recovery for every patient.
When your favorite KFC chicken meets your favorite potato chip, you'll get chicken like you've never had before. Introducing KFC's Crispy Potato Chip Chicken, made with real potato chips. A combination of two favorites that tastes great together. Try it today. KFC's Crispy Potato Chip Chicken. It's finger licking good.
Spin into spring with Triple J Auto Group. Spin to win cash. Kmart, Home Depot, Micronesia Mall gift certificates, and more. Get unbelievable deals in all 2015 and 2016 models. Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $98 per paycheck, and used cars as low as $85 per paycheck. Now's the time to buy during Triple J's Spin into Spring sales event. Get pre-approved instantly at carsguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's news network.
Primetime continues right here on KUAM as we have good news for Guam as Assistant Secretary for Insular Areas Esther Kia'aina has announced nearly $6 million in grant funding being awarded to the Guam Memorial Hospital, DOE, and the Police Department. Now here is the breakdown. You can see it on your TV screen. $3.5 million is going to GMH to renovate the hospital's labor and delivery unit and to purchase new furniture, fixtures, and equipment. A little more than $1.1 million goes to the Police Department to update their communication system, and a cool $1 million goes to DOE to address critical deferred maintenance issues at campuses island-wide.
The Guam Regional Transit Authority is behind on over $5,800 worth of payment for the
It was nearly
installation of an air conditioning system to their office in Upper Tumon. A representative from SC Construction Corporation tells KUAM they haven't received payment since last September for installing the AC for GRTA. The employee says there is no plan at this moment to remove the unit, but notes SC Construction and the agency are trying to work on some agreement. GRTA Executive Manager Rick Augustine has yet to respond to calls from KUAM in the past couple of days. GRTA staff state they were advised not to speak on the matter, but note GRTA will be holding a board meeting on Monday to address the issue. The meeting is set for May 18th, 4:30 in the afternoon at the GRTA offices.
A group pushing for a voter initiative in this year's general election will hold its first village meeting tonight. The Citizens for Public Accountability group is putting together an initiative to roll back raises for governor, lieutenant governor, and senators to their levels in 2014 and to make any future pay raises subject to a referendum. They're also working on a second initiative for a part-time legislature. The meeting is set for the bottom half of the hour at the Senior Citizen Center in Santa Rita. If you're unable to make it tonight, there are 5 others already confirmed for later this month and for next month.
Next month, the Democratic Party of Guam will elect its set of delegates that will represent the party during this summer's national convention. During Tuesday's Central Executive Committee meeting, former party chairman and majority leader, Senator Rory Respicio, was selected as Guam's national committee man.
The Democratic Party of Guam is alive and well, and come convention time, when they ask Guam to deliver its votes, both Senator Sanders and Secretary Clinton are going to fight really hard for every vote on Guam, and Guam's going to be relevant.
Respicio replaces Dr. David Shimizu, who was first elected back in 1986, but recently resigned due to personal reasons. Respicio will join the party chair and vice chair, national committee woman, and Guam's delegate to Congress as one of 5 superdelegates to attend the convention. 6 other delegates and 1 alternate will be elected on May 7th. Guam has authorized 12 delegates who will cast votes for either former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton or Senator Bernie Sanders. The national convention is set for July 25th through the 29th in Philadelphia.
How about that other political party, as the Republicans will be holding their Lincoln Day dinner? This year's theme is moving forward, and according to the party, it'll highlight the tremendous progress the island has seen under Republican leadership, as well as plans for the future. The Lincoln Day dinner is celebrated in honor of course, Abraham Lincoln, the first Republican president and considered a key figure in the party. There will be the oath-taking of new party officers and official announcements from candidates in both the mayoral and senatorial races. Victor Cruz was recently elected as the new chairman, with Feo Valles the first chairperson and Aaron Umpinko second vice chairperson. The Lincoln Day dinner is set for Thursday at 6 at the Sheraton.
A confirmed case of pertussis or whooping cough in a 6-month-old baby has been reported to public health. An investigation has been launched to determine how the infant contracted the illness. Pertussis is highly contagious bacterial disease of the respiratory tract. It is primarily spread by direct contact with discharge from the nose and throat of infected individuals. Public health is recommending that children receive all their vaccinations to prevent the disease.
And also tonight, the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority held a ribbon-cutting event for the completion of renovations to the Astumbo Gardens Community Recreational Facility. The improvements to the subdivision park area include rehabilitating the existing baseball field, new constructions of an open-air basketball court, a new walking trail, and perimeter fence. The total cost to improve the facilities is roughly $225,000, funded by GURA's Community Development Block Grant through HUD. The Dededo Mayor's Office and the Dededo Municipal Planning Council will resume administrative and operational control of the park facility, together with Parks and Rec.
And that's some good news. Stay tuned, sports is next.
Hurry in to the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. We've dropped our prices on our most popular smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge starting at $49. Save up to $300 on the S6 Edge Plus and Galaxy Note 5. Or get the Galaxy S6 starting at $3. But that's not all. Find more amazing deals on your favorite devices at the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. Check us out before it's too late. GTA, your island, your network.
The spring clearance event is on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's a great time to save thousands on new Hyundais, like the 2016 Hyundai Accent, starting at $12,995 or as low as $79 per paycheck. The Accent gets 38 mpg on the highway, is USB and iPod compatible, and comes with a Bluetooth hands-free phone system. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's Cars Plus spring clearance event going on now in Mighty. See our entire inventory online at carsplusguam.com. Cars Plus, driven by you.
When you come to Chuck E. Cheese's, you can see what's new.
New fun! New games! New cousins! What's new? New awesomeness! Where a kid can't be a kid!
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
A well-put-together man is said to be sharp. At GMC, we get why people appreciate that kind of precision. After all, precision is the kind of sharp that slices through a crowd. This is the precision of professional grade.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
All right, Holiday Guam, Chris Barnett with sports here. And let me tell you, the show, so big like those load shedding blues. All right, so let's get right to it. Kicking it off with Department of Parks and Recs co-ed volleyball. The DPR Gov Guam Co-ed Volleyball League Championships at the Guam Sports Complex Gym. The Tano Division Finals. After a long season of V-ball, it was CL Taitano Elementary School repping Sin City Banditos, baby, defeating Why Not in a 3-set war. 25-23, 18-25, 15-11. And over in the Tossie Division, the best of the best in another 3-set thriller as Koti defeated Sindalu. 25-20, 21-25, 15-7. Now, League Sportsmanship Awards going to the Office of Public Accountability and the DPR Defenders as another season of DPR Gov Guam Co-ed Volleyball League action wraps up. And to all who played this season, thank you for your service. Service, get it? Volleyball, anyone? Service? Bud Light Women's Tackle Football League, Lady Raiders versus the Island Stunners. Lady Raiders, Brandy Potter. Can't touch this, Muggles. Brandy Potter or Harry Potter, because this is a magical run and it's abracadabra all the way to the end zone. Raiders with a kickoff now. Watch Stunners quarterback Lonnie Jackson. Good anticipation on the bounce. Taking the outside line. Nice return. Watch Lady Raiders ponytail. Number 5, though, stalking for the stop, and that's why it's women's tackle football. Stunners trying to run things. I call it the legislature because it's a spin move. Lady Raiders, though, stuffing that run. Kim Tapaz here with the jersey grab, and it was the Lady Raiders 30. Stunners 14. 34th APL Smoking Wheels preview. Now let's look at ATV competition kicking off Saturday with qualifying heats and heat races, and the ATV 90-minute Enduro Sunday. Look for 25 ATV riders from Japan to toughen competition up for local standouts like Bob Busick, John Gilman, Matt Timinglo, Albert Garlick, and Dan Champion, with local riders looking to use their knowledge of the home track as an advantage.
Home field advantage, as you put it, is a great thing because we live 15, 20 minutes away, and you can come out here every day of the week if you wanted to and put in some laps and just get some training in.
Mini ATV action with youth standouts Wyatt Santos, Kyle Garcia, Kyle Faculo, Noah Flores, Mia Ray Timinglo, Michael St. Nicholas, and Eden Del Rosario. Now with 4 classes of races and adult and youth divisions, including a veterans race on Saturday for the old fogies. ATV comps are stacked and full throttle, with ATV and motocross going back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. Action will keep spectators on the edge of their feet.
You know, you live more than 5 minutes on a motorcycle than you do any other day of the life.
Payless Markets Community Foundation awarded $40,000 in funding to the following organizations as part of their Payless Kick the Fat mini grant program: Sanctuary Inc., Parents Empowering Parents, Gumat Mommy, Varo, Harvest House, Compassionate Friends of Guam, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Guam, Micronesian Conservation Coalition, and the Azuda Foundation / Island Girl Power. So congrats and thank you so much to Payless. Guam will be sending 11 of its best junior golfers to the IMG Junior World Golf Championships July 12th through the 15th in San Diego to compete against the world's best junior golfers ages 7 to 17. Now, each member of Guam's team is qualified to compete in the IMG Junior Worlds based on their high-ranking status and winning in the qualifying rounds held from November last year through March of this year. So good luck to these young Guam golfers. I'm sure they'll make our island proud. All right, remember, anything sports, hit up our sports director, Dave Delgado, on the EM. That's show at KUAM.com, show without the W. But hey, you know me, no hating. I hope you get that dub. Till tomorrow, my name's Chris Barnett. You keep on shining, Guam. Adios.
Take a look around you, everything it has a beat, from the people all around to the walls of concrete. There's a rhythm, there's a flow, there's a stop, there's a go. If you never paid attention, then maybe you didn't know. Everything is moving to a relative time, you can always count it out. There's a reason and a rhyme, you will make me feel alive, like the music so sweet. So cut up your seat, just feel the beat. Just feel the beat, yeah. Just feel the beat. Hey.
Are you ready for Nissan's 16th annual Easy 1040 refund event, offering refunds up to $9,000 with your new Nissan, or use it towards your down payment on Nissan's hard-working, hard-body Frontier King Cab starting at $115 per pay period. Your new Frontier is a proven workhorse on or off the road for just $115 per pay period. The Nissan Easy 1040 refund event going on now. Take your guest drive today at Nissan Upper Tumon or discover more details at nissanguam.com.
Join us April 13th to 15th at the Lotte Resort Guam for the University of Guam's 7th Regional Island Sustainability Conference, hosted by the UOG Center for Island Sustainability and the University of Alaska Fairbanks. The conference will feature keynote speaker and Nobel Peace Prize nominee Tony DeBrum and over 45 presentations on climate change, sustainability, green energy solutions, and more. For more information, visit uog.edu/CIS 2016 or call 735-2600.
The new Money Monopoly game at McDonald's has 100 million prizes. So in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, I want a quarter pounder with change. On the south side of Chicago.
$1,000? No way!
And in the ATM. I won. What? I won. No matter where you live, no matter where you play, the new Money Monopoly game at McDonald's has 100 million food and cash prizes and 1 in 4 odds of winning.
DC in the house, baby!
100 million prizes? Go. Get yours.
Road again, moving on forward. 6 stones won't break a bone. We're in the car on a highway. It's a magical feeling that no one's got at home. You're a catalyst to your happiness, you know. This is your heart, it's alive, it's pumping blood. In a whole wide world, it's
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to take a look at the environment as 8 DOE middle schools will soon be producing lettuce, peppers, and tilapia as part of a pilot STEM curriculum. Isa Baza has more with this week's installment of Think Green.
Think Green is presented by Pacific Solar and Photovoltaics, keeping Guam green one roof at a time. Call 632-4002 for more information.
It's a system that grows fruits and vegetables without soil.
Aquaponics is a way of growing plants, and the focus is going to be edible plants in water.
The tubs of water filled with plants are connected to complementary tubs that are instead filled with fish. The tilapia in the connected tub provide natural nutrients that enhance plant growth. Laura Arndt is a STEM consultant with Mackerel International, who will be training teacher representatives during a 3-day training which began Wednesday.
In aquaponics, the wonderful thing is that you don't need to have a patch of land to be able to do that they can actually do it in their classrooms and get very high yields to be able to grow those fruits and vegetables. The tilapia that are in a part of the aquaponics system, if the school chooses to make the system larger, then the tilapia actually can become a protein source.
Aquaponics was chosen as Guam's STEM project to address the island's challenge of growing fresh produce in a water environment. Jose Rios Middle School teacher Bonifacio Urbano said his school already has a hydroponics garden that he hopes to expand this year.
We have plant from tomatoes to lemongrass and bananas on the side. We have okra, beans, many different things. We try the herbs, basil and mints. We just, this is for the students. So whatever they want to plant, they put in the gardens.
Aside from teaching students biology, chemistry, physics, and earth science, the goal of the project is also to provide fresh food for school lunches in the next few years. With this week's Think Green, I'm Isa Baza.
Think Green is presented by Pacific Solar and Photovoltaics, keeping Guam green one roof at a time. Call 632-4002 for more information.
All right, let's get to your weather forecast. Currently, skies outside our Harmon studios are partly cloudy with a slight chance of light showers. Winds east 10 to 15 miles per hour. The low temperature for this evening, 77 degrees. And highs for tomorrow, 89 degrees. The outlook for the weekend, much of the same weather we've been experiencing, so it's beautiful weather.
Well, we have here, not in a sealed envelope, but a folded piece of paper, tonight's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club recipients. So we unfold this to say happy birthday to Stanislaw.
Or you could just read it on the prompter.
There you go. Happy 27th birthday, and God bless you with many more years to come. Love, your wife, Champ, and your princess.
Happy birthday going out to Oriana Sevilla, celebrating her 12th birthday. Love Mom, Dad, and the family.
It's also a happy 23rd birthday to Antoinette Leanne Manabusin. Love and miss you. Come from your Guam family.
Happy birthday to Cara Boo Boo Morgan Paredo.
Boo Boo.
With lots of love from your entire family.
Happy 80th birthday, Brie, goes out to Remedios Flores Kineni. This comes from Tony, Julieta, and grandchildren DeMarco, Tony, Ryan, and Kyle. Happy 80th birthday.
Oh, that deserves for you to sing a happy birthday to her real quick. Just a quick line.
Happy birthday.
Happy 10th birthday to Coven. Happy birthday. And happy 4th birthday
Nicely
going
done.
out to Paige Olivia Castro Santos.
You didn't even have to sing. You just smooth
Happy
sailing
birthday.
all the way through. All right. Well, you too can have your birthday read, whether one of us is tone deaf or one of us reads the line twice, right here on the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. It is a good time, obviously. And speaking of good time, Historiata is a wonderful program. We introduce you to the members of Guam's FESTPAC delegation, and that is coming up next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Historiata. We are here at the Saigon Cultura in Chamorro, where it is dedicated to preserving, promoting, and perpetuating our Chamorro heritage. Let's head inside and introduce you to more of our delegates.
Hi, my name is Mark Bellasola. I'm an artist and a delegate to Guam, and this is my studio here at Sagan Cultura Chamorro.
Della Sola has been painting for over 3 decades and has traveled the world showcasing his artwork. But Guam is home.
I've been painting for so long. So I was trained, I went to school and got a degree in art, and then I worked as an architect for a couple of years, and I didn't like the office 9-to-5 work in Washington, D.C. So my uncle invited me to come to Guam. He says, oh, I'll get you a studio. So I left my job and then came to Guam back in the early 80s and got my first studio at the Corn Building. And then ever since then, I've been hopping around. I lived in Palau for 20 years in the Rock Islands. Then I lived in Bali for 8 years. And then recently I've been in Japan. And then now I've been here at Sagan Cultura Chamorro, a part of this organization. And it's been great to be finally kind of rooted back into my culture here, because I've been using this as like a base to go to other places. But now I feel very comfortable here, and also to do, this is the first kinds of cultural themes that I've been doing. Usually I do more science or nature or other stuff, but I think that it's kind of funny. You kind of go around in life. You start off out and then you kind of come around and you come back home again. And so I think that this will be my main studio. I still will travel a lot, but I will use this as my main studio.
This isn't Della Sola's first FESTPAC, but it will be the first time for Guam to be host.
My first FESTPAC was 96 in Western Samoa. And it was, I think that FESTPAC, Guam really shown as one of the main islands. I think that the group that was put together there was a very special group, and it was very good. I sold a painting to an Australian dealer, and so that was a good one. Then I went to New Caledonia, and that was interesting because first Western Samoa was Polynesia, then New Caledonia was Melanesia, and I got to see how life was there. The struggle that Kanakis have with the French, you know, it's kind of not as brutal as what we have to deal with here, you know, but just to see how other islands have to deal with the French, and we have the Americans here. So it's kind of like interesting. I got a kind of a more of a political sense of how these islands and how close we are, you know, in our struggles and our aspirations as island people. And then, of course, I went to Palau for the art festival there, and that was almost like a home show for me, because I was living in Palau, and I had many paintings shown at the museum there, and it was great. And then I didn't go to any other festivals because I figured 3 was enough, you know. And then now we have this one coming to Guam, and I think it'll just be great just to show them our way of life. And I think that these other islands will be kind of blown away by our civilization here. You know, what you call, or so I think that they'll be very surprised to see how Western we are, how techno we are, how interconnected we are to the world. Because I've never seen, besides Hawaii, you know, which that's a state, but it's also an island too. But in Hawaii, you don't see very many indigenous people in Hawaii, where here we are by far one of the leading islands in terms of modernity, if you want to call that, good or bad, you know, take it or leave it. So it's also good for the people on Guam to see how the other islands, how they really cherish their culture. Here on Guam, we have a problem here with our people. They don't take culture seriously. You know, they're looking off to America, where I think that this will really give them a touch and a sensibility when they see these other island people, their language, their culture, their dance, their song. And I think that I'm hoping it'll wake up the people here to look more inside them instead of looking out so much.
When you do attend FESTPAC, you will see a style of artwork by Della Sola you've never seen before.
So I'm doing these special paintings for the FESTPAC, and these are cultural paintings. It's something I usually don't do, and these paintings are from pottery designs from Lapita, the Lapita culture that first came here to Guam over a couple thousand years ago. So I've taken these pottery designs and I've made them into 3D images, pop art. And so I'm doing this especially for this festival, and this will be the 4th festival I've been to. And it's kind of cool that it's going to be here on Guam, because usually I have to pack these up and take them, you know, to other islands. But and then they can come to my studio and actually see where I work and where I live.
De La Sola adds Second Katuran Chamorro is one of the satellite venues for the Festival of Pacific Arts. Visitors will see artists in their element, creating and preserving the culture.
Here we actually make things. And so we'll be making things. We'll have, it'll be open to the public for people to come up here. We're a satellite venue. So we're going to have other islands up here. So if people don't want to fight the crowds down at the Paseo, they can come up here and get a glimpse. And we're going to have visiting islands coming up here and doing demonstrations and chanting. So it's a little bit more of a mellow area up here than down there. So I'm really excited to showcase this painting. It's not finished yet. I still have to finish this side here, but this using these symbols from ancient pottery and then project them into 3D. So I wanted to do something very modern with something so old. So this is some of the oldest images that we have of Chamorro culture. They date back from digs from Saipan, Taga, and Retidian, 1500 BC. And these are designs that are incised into red clay, into pots, and then filled with lime. And so we have pieces of them. And so I've taken the pieces and then combined them, overlapped them. I took the circles and squashed them and stretched them a little bit, but I've incorporated them and made these into a 3D design. This side is water, and then you go to earth, and then you go to fire, and this represents the elements which we islanders deal with, you know. And so I'm really excited to showcase this to the people of Guam and to the people of the Pacific.
Stay tuned. Historiata continues from the Second Katuran Chamorro in just a moment.
Hurry in to the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. We've dropped our prices on our most popular smartphones, like the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, starting at $49. Save up to $300 on the S6 Edge Plus and Galaxy Note 5. Or get the Galaxy S6 starting at free. But that's not all. Find more amazing deals on your favorite devices at the GTA Smartphone Super Sale event. Check us out before it's too late. GTA, your island, your network.
Most fast food places use formulas to create their combos, but all that math doesn't always equal something tasty. At my place, you can get a mouth-watering sourdough bacon ranch combo. A full-size beef patty, bacon, and creamy ranch sauce on toasted sourdough bread, plus hot and salty fries and a drink for just $4.99. Because flavor always beats formulas. Sourdough bacon ranch combo, just $4.99 for a limited time. Combo's done my way.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Hafide, welcome back to eHistoriata. Let's meet another one of your delegates representing Guam in FESTPAC.
My name's Joe Valoria. I am a delegate for the FESTPAC 2016 from the village of Mongmong. My disciplines are traditional fishing, body ornamentation, muda, women's wardrobe, and warrior disciplines.
Years of practice and experimenting in different art forms and styles have prepared him for this moment.
I started off as a contemporary artist. I created and depicted images of the Chamorro culture in way of solar pyrographic art. And from there, though it was contemporary, it got me involved in being a little bit more curious about Chamorro history and culture. And going through a lot of research in the past 20 years, early on, I felt that it was important to identify with what's more traditional art and how in the Chamorro culture there was a lot of disciplines that was really weak, especially in the area of non-practice. So I decided to get more involved, becoming proactive in making a difference in how we can revitalize certain areas of discipline in the culture. And after solar pyrographic art, I decided to go ahead and work with natural fiber. And the whole idea is how we can identify natural resources and how, in reflecting back on pre-history Chamorro society, how they took their resources and had the ideology of how it could be the items created and fashioned together would be functional. And then because we were born into a fishing family, we kind of adapted to the process a little easier, being self-taught. So after identifying with the resources that may be stone, wood, bone, and shell, we decided, okay, in essence, in the very beginning, that's what they did. They identified with their coastal resources pretty much. And then through the years, we started to really develop, because it was just more than just research. It was actually manifesting a lot of the items and identifying specifically on how they took a lot of the resources and created a marriage, and with the emphasis on how you can take, for instance, natural fiber and create fishing implements, wardrobe, for instance, stone, body ornamentation, shell as well, and how it delivered a sense of what your identity is today based on what has been researched in way of artifacts. In the area, specifically in warrior discipline, I found that there was more than what just the narratives had to offer. It was trying to have a better understanding of the science behind their everyday living and what was necessary to not just survive, but strive as a community. In the area of body ornamentation, it's interesting how even today we start to identify with our local resources, though limited. We have practitioners that are very creative, pretty much using everything available to them. But I think, in the most part, what's most important in way of body ornamentation and identifying what is the Chamorro culture, because we continue to move forward and evolve as a culture, but it's important that we continue to look at the very beginnings of Chamorro identity in way of body ornamentation, beliefs, practices, and how I think we can continue to improve on those areas.
This will be Villoria's first time participating in the Festival of Pacific Arts.
My role during FESTPAC would be, I would like to, I think, highlight, and especially in the areas where, you know, the community and visitors alike will come by the center and watch the demonstrations that, you know, and activities that we're putting into play. And that would include sling stone throwing, for instance, spear throwing. We're going to go ahead and include laddie stone carving. You know, we're hoping that we can have some of the university students also to participate in the FESTPAC events up here. Muda will be included. We're hoping to have, and just to give more recognition to the beginnings of the Chamorro, prehistory Chamorro attire, whereby we can look at how we can take those natural resources that was originally utilized and expand on it. And to give recognition to ancient wardrobe, we want to emphasize that though limited, there's more than meets the eye. For instance, in the area of menswear, and typically in general, the men wore nothing. But not too quick to say they wore nothing, because we need to understand that body ornamentation in itself is their wear. You know, with the women, it's limited, but we're hoping to further expand on the idea, keeping with the concepts of prehistory, fashion, and how we can just highlight, you know, complement certain areas in way of developing that area of wardrobe. So yes, we're hoping to have, you know, the Fanui Modu tomorrow, which is Chamorro Fashion Show, up here at the center as well.
Like most delegates, Villoria is excited about the cultural exchange that will take place during FESTPAC.
I think what I'm looking most forward to would be engaging with the visitors, the other island nations and their representatives, and how we can connect, you know, what's really similar in our practices and understanding as far as how far back that goes.
Villoria will be based here at the Chamorro Cultural Center at Ipoh Point.
Oh, I'd like to have everybody come up here to Saging Cultura tomorrow, join us, enjoy the view. We have an incredible view, but more so for them to come over and see what we do have, what we're sharing during FESTPAC and beyond FESTPAC. Because we here at Saging Cultura tomorrow, our goal is to disseminate as much information to the public as possible. And even today, and because of the center, and there's only 2 cultural centers on the island, though we serve the whole community, because of our location, we serve the central and the northern villages of the island. And I think on the most part, it's really learning about each and every discipline available, being able to touch and feel and have visual understanding of the designs and concepts and the Chamorro technology of prehistory.
And we are keeping it in the family. Up next, we'll meet another Villoria representing Guam in FESTPAC.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake. And I just, feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile. And it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident. And they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So, I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
Weaving. It's a form of art, abstract, functional, creative, learned and shared from one generation to another. With every strand, every twist, every fold, behind every woven piece is a story. Who I am, who we were, and who we are as a community, as Pacific Islanders. At the 2016 Festival of the Pacific Arts,
I will share my story.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
The spring clearance event is on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's a great time to save thousands on new Hyundais, like the 2016 Hyundai Accent, starting at $12,995 or as low as $79 per paycheck. The Accent gets 38 mpg on the highway, is USB and iPod compatible, and comes with a Bluetooth hands-free phone system. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's Cars Plus spring clearance event going on now in Mighty. See our entire inventory online at carsplusguam.com. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Holiday and welcome back to E Historiata. Like his brother, the next delegate we're introducing you to is also based out of here at Sagi Couture Chamorro and is working every day to preserve our island's culture.
Buenas. I'm Ray Veloria from the village of Mongmong. My discipline is traditional fishing, and I will be showcasing some of my work on FESTPAC 2016. And I love to fish.
Veloria comes from a family of fishermen.
Well, since I was a little kid, we were more or less brought up in a fishing family. And going with my brothers and my father at the time, I really love fishing. Everybody loves the beach, and you can catch really different type of fish, variety. And I really like to talaza or use a stretch net, which is called a tekken. But you go with the seasons of the fish, and there's different months where you catch different type of fish. But I really like to throw net, the talaza. We call it in Chamorro, talazanzotti. And we normally, when we fish, we go with the moon. Because the moon will really determine what type of fish you can catch. Because you could fish at night, you could fish during the day, but you have to go with the tide too.
As a traditional fisherman, Veloria uses Mother Nature as his guide, from the movement of the tides and using the light of the moon to steer him in the right direction.
Well, normally when we go fishing, we go on a low tide, maybe on the Sinai. Those are the times where you could catch a lobster. And when it's low, you can walk the reef, and a lot of the potholes will have fish stuck in them, and it's easier to catch them on a low tide. We used normally back then, way back, now you use the conventional flashlight, but back then we used to use the tsena. And our spears used to be made out of fish bone, which we call the fisiga. And the tsena was our flashlight, more or less. It's just a torch you light it up, and that's your light at night. And you use the moon to as your lighting at night. I normally go to the rough areas, the cliff lines, and that will be probably Pagat Mangilaw. I'll go maybe to Fidian. I'll go to Taragi. And there's a variety of areas where you can go fishing, because not one area will have the certain type of fish you're looking for, because there's certain type of foods on the reef or in the sand which the fish will eat, and that's why you catch a different type of fish at certain areas.
Valoria has been using traditional fishing methods for years and also uses his own handmade tekken or gill nets.
I started to learn how to sew maybe about 20 years ago. The reason why I wanted to pick it up was I used to purchase my net a lot, and it was kind of getting expensive, and I told myself it'd be nice to really learn that, you know, and maybe teach the next generation how to make a talaza.
And it is here at the Chamorro Cultural Center where you will find Valoria teaching those who are interested in learning traditional fishing.
I will be giving classes, and I'll be doing demonstrations too as well. I will be doing a lot of demonstration on how to make a talaza, and if anybody has any questions, I can explain it to them and show it to them too as well.
This also marks Valoria's very first Festival of Pacific Arts.
Well, I want to share my knowledge on fishing, and maybe we kind of have a little of the same type of fish within the islands, and it would be nice to share that with the other islanders that come here to visit, and I want to learn some things from them too, the ones that do fish.
And that's our show from Sakin Couture and Chamorro. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week for another edition of E Historiata.